Texans win 13-6, the first victory reaction Monday of the season. But what exactly does it all mean? If you haven't been here before, subscribe to the channel. I'm Landry Locker of Sports Radio 610. Cover the Texans on a daily basis at every game, in the locker room afterwards, and giving you daily content on here about the Texans, NFL, NBA, MLB. Going to be starting the Astros post-game show tomorrow when the playoffs begin. So keep a lookout for that. And be sure to subscribe to the channel and also download the Odyssey app. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 610. Texans win 13-6. Biggest, most relevant thing that happened in this game was the youth movement. The biggest plays of the game were made by rookies. Derek Stingley's interception of Trevor Lawrence, we've broken that down. That had as much to do with Stingley as it did Trevor Lawrence making some sort of mistake. Dameon Pierce handed him the ball more times than he's gotten it since maybe high school. And Dameon Pierce set the tone and allowed you to win a ball game without Davis Mills really having to do anything. That was the difference in winning and losing, was Davis Mills didn't have to win a game for you. You really didn't need your quarterback. He made a few plays. There were some good plays. There was a throw to Jordan Akins. Some other stuff. Gave Nico Collins a chance to make a play. But really, Davis Mills was bad. I mean, he wasn't good. He stunk. He was just as bad as he's been all season long, but because of Dameon Pierce, because of the defense, you didn't need Davis Mills, which is fine. Youth movement, the number one thing, the most relevant thing that happened. And I mentioned Pierce. I mentioned Stingley, Jalen Petrie. Another solid performance. Garrett Wallow, second-year guy. Nick Caserio loves Garrett Wallow. He's praised Garrett Wallow, unsolicited. Seems to love him. Garrett Wallow added a spark to the linebacking core that's going to get Christian Harris back after the bye. So more youth movement. First and second-year guys making plays. Davis Mills, not good. Not good. Very average. 16 of 24, 140 yards, no touchdowns. Didn't cost you the game, didn't win you the game. I think that's kind of the theme. We have a grasp of what Davis Mills is. It's very 216, 215-ish. Where Hoyer and Osweiler weren't going to win you games, Davis Mills isn't really either, and he didn't win when you won yesterday. I didn't see any, improvement. I didn't think Davis Mills was much better in this game than he was previous. But they found a win. Not to minimize it, Jacksonville's a good team. This is the best Jags team you faced during the streak, but wasn't great. Davis Mills. We've kicked this guy in the balls, and rightfully so, all year. But I want to give Rex Burkhead some props, because that 3rd and 7 run where the Texans were basically conceding and ready to punt. Rex Burkhead, if he doesn't make that run, things might have been a lot different. He extended the drive. The Texans were able to get to midfield. Without that run by Rex Burkhead, it doesn't happen. Now, you still need a better backup running back in today's NFL. But if we're going to kick him in the balls, and I like Rex Burkhead, just don't think he should be a backup running back on an NFL team at the moment. I want to give him some love. I thought that run by Rex Burkhead was one of the underrated plays of the game that not too many people are talking about at the moment. And Lovie Smith. Look, some people were upset that Lovie Smith in week 1 decided to punt the ball and take the tie. Some people wanted Lovie Smith to go for it at midfield in this game. I know Jay Feely was pretty passionate about Lovie Smith needing to go for it. I thought Lovie made the right decision. I thought so in the moment, and I thought so afterwards, and obviously it paid off. They're not a good team on 3rd and 1. They're not a good team on 4th and 1. Lovie Smith punting the ball opened up the opportunity. Defense gets the stop on 4th and 1, and the Texans end up getting the W. Questions on the comments if you want to get in. Do you see Caserio trading for a young talent from teams that are going through a rebuild like us, a la Carolina? See what they want for Burns or Derek Brown. I don't know if Nick Caserio is going to be active. It might not be a bad decision. By the way, you can hear Nick Caserio 7:30 Wednesday with Sean Pendergast and Seth Payne. So maybe they'll ask him that question. I'm sure he'll give we're always open to everything. We're always looking everywhere, right? And we're trying to get better. I'm making fun of Caserio, but let's be honest. The guy looks really smart with the moves he's made. Skeeter says Pierce is the real deal. He absolutely is. And I also want to give credit to Lovie Smith, Pep Hamilton, whoever the hell decides when Pierce plays, for leaving him in and letting him score the touchdown. He fumbled or near fumble, but giving Dameon Pierce the ball in his hometown, letting him score the touchdown, I thought that was a very, very appropriate level of respect, an appropriate level of, I don't want to call it gratitude, but an appropriate way to let Dameon Pierce seal the deal. So I'll give the coaches that. Questions about the impact of the division. And if you missed the show today, just fire up the Odyssey app. You can download and you can listen to it anytime on the Odyssey app. Facebook user says, thanks for doing these, Landry. Well, thank you for joining. It's only going to get stronger. My thumbnails suck. So that's really the next step. I got to get better at the thumbnails, the art, and all that type of stuff, and I will. It's a work in progress. Most important thing right now is to pump out the daily content, interact with you, discuss, and do all that type of stuff. We're going to have, I'm not sure if we're going to have a player this week during the bye, but if we do, Thursdays always when we get a Texans player, and I'm always interviewing guys in the locker room. Plan on going to Vegas as well. If you're going to Vegas, get at me. I'm a very, very big proponent of Vegas, very, very well-versed in Vegas activities. Juan Rosales says, notice how many times our linebackers couldn't get deep into their zone coverage and Lawrence would hit the receivers right behind them. He actually missed a couple too. But I did notice that. I didn't think Trevor was great, but I didn't watch the game and think he was trash. I thought he was by far the best quarterback despite the mistake. I don't think he's running the ball enough. It seems like Trevor Lawrence isn't running the ball enough, and it'll be interesting to see as the development continues what happens with Trevor Lawrence. Look, he's not making the immediate impact that Andrew made. Andrew Luck, feel like we're on like a first-name basis because he's like a legend around these parts. But I don't think it's impossible that he eventually gets to that level. It's just not the immediate ready to contribute, ready to make like a magical run to, an AFC championship game. So he's not Andrew immediately, but I do think he can develop into him. And I do think, despite the fact that the Jags kind of came tumbling down from the high horse, that they're still heading in the right direction. I did think it was laughable, and I don't know who the media type was, but I did think it was laughable. Whatever guy in Jacksonville was asking Trevor Lawrence and the players about some sort of bullseye on their chest or some sort of target on their back because they were the Vegas betting favorites in the AFC South. I thought that was dopey as hell. And it could come tumbling down quickly for the Jags, who now face the Indianapolis Colts, who've looked bad as well. And the Colts are definitely looking for revenge after how their season ended last week. Tennessee, the old Oilers, they're number one. They're the top team in the division, which is incredible that they go, 0-2, and then they rally to go 3-2. Mike Vrabel's teams always play hard. I think he actually is overachieved. And Mike Vrabel, once again, doing a hell of a job coaching. If I had to bet, I would bet on Jacksonville still. I think they figure it out. I think they beat Indianapolis. But any team in this division, it's up for grabs. We could be talking about a 9-8 division winner very easily because there's going to be a lot of beating up on teams. I don't consider the Texans to be in that mix. It's actually going to get real tough for them. They got the Raiders, and then they got the Titans, and then they're going to have the Eagles. But losing's not the worst thing, but a win is always even though I can sit here and talk about tanking, number one overall pick, the win does always feel better. Facebook user, when you stream this on Facebook, it goes through Facebook, YouTube, is different. Facebook user wants to know, I finally agree with all your points. Some on 610 are calling out fans for wanting wins. These ugly wins will indeed cause issues in landing a QB in the next draft. I know that's not a popular wish, but we need Stroud or Young next year. No way fans are coming to NRG with Mills the starter. I don't think you have to worry about Mills being the starter. And look, fan how you want to fan. I can understand both sides. I will say, and this is what my man Mike Meltzer and Cody Stutz were talking about. I think Mahomes was the third quarterback selected, and so was Josh Allen. So sometimes when we talk about these guys, we talk about tanking and stuff. It just doesn't pan out. But look, wins feel good. Losses sometimes mean more, but this early in the season, it's nice to get a dub. And the big thing is, I think beating Jacksonville is more significant than beating Indianapolis or Tennessee. So you're not going to go 16-1. So if you are going to sneak a win, Jacksonville, a team that feels like the arrow's pointing up, they feel like they're feeling better. Their young team probably needs some confidence. And when you humble them, a lot of time it takes, more times for them to get the monkey off their back or overcome any mental obstacles. Beating Jacksonville to me is more relevant than beating Tennessee or, Indianapolis, who are teams that they're kind of all in, and their ceiling, they have a limited ceiling and they're all in. So beating Jacksonville, that's a better win than beating Tennessee. So that's really all the thoughts on the game. Not sure if I left anything else out. Garrett Wallow, salute to him. Salute to the young guy. Salute to Nico Collins. Nico Collins has looked good. The stats don't show how good Nico Collins has been, but he's been really good. Hell of a catch. Davis Mills has left a little bit of meat on the bone. He looked good. The tight end position is playing better. They're blocking better. Jordan Akins had a big catch yesterday. And other than that, it's just better to win. Oh, yeah, Frank Ross special teams. He's doing his thing as well. So this has been a victory reaction Monday. Subscribe to the channel. Spread the word. Listen to me on Sports Radio 610. Again, just pumping out the content. We're not even a month into it. Just doing it every day, keeping it coming. The art's going to improve. All the other stuff is going to improve as well, but enjoying it nonetheless. Texans win. Texans on a bye. Astros post-game show begins tomorrow. I'm going to have a lot of my guys with me, Adam Spillane, etc. We'll react to every Astros game right here, so spread the word. Also got my video up on Brent Venables, the Oklahoma coach. What a dope he is. Get out if you're Oklahoma. So go through, look at the old videos. Let me know what you think. Lone Star Top 10 comes out on Friday. It's a work in progress. Appreciate everyone who's subscribed. Only going to get better. Talk to you later. At Landry Locker on Twitter, at Landry Locker on Instagram. Take it easy.